行外的货车上放着满满的瓦斯桶，还不时冒出熊熊的火焰，消防人员赶紧拉起水线灌救。传出爆炸意外的瓦斯行外已经被烧得焦黑，铁门也被烧得变形，现场一片凌乱。
到位呢，厝顶拢真严嘛啦，真严嘛，敢若炸弹拖咧乒乒乓乓安尼对。
下午4点，这间位在台北县3重的瓦斯行突然发生爆炸意外，当时火势相当猛烈，甚至波及隔壁另一栋民宅，造成1名妇人受困。
那当初到了现场了据大队长跟我的回报现场一片火海。所以我们立即布了6条水线来全面来降温。那目前火势已经获得控制。那至于里面有没有人员的伤亡，目前还在搜索。那据报刚才3楼有一个民众在喊救命这个部分那个民众我们刚才电话跟他联系，他已经出来了。
由于瓦斯行最近正在装修新的招牌，工人有使用电焊工具，是否因为电焊时的火花引起这次的爆炸意外，警方还在调查。但是看看瓦斯行外，货车上满满的瓦斯桶，还有这些被消防人员从仓库里抢救出来的瓦斯桶，数量早就超过法定的128公斤储存容量。有没有可能因为储放过多的瓦斯引起爆炸？一切的原因都还有待警方深入调查。东森新闻戴君田、许佳记台北报道。
On this episode of Mythbusters, get ready to be shaken and stirred, because it's the Mythbusters James Bond special.
How cool is that?
All the gadgets, guns, and getaways you can handle, as we find out, can Bond's magnetic watch really deflect a bullet? Then Carrie, Grant, and Tori fire up a fiendish plan.
Anybody else feel like an evil genius?
To explode the myth that Bond's bullet could ignite a propane gas tank. And can Jamie and Adam land 007's spectacular leap without smashing up their speedboat?
Oh my God!
Who are the Mythbusters? Adam Savage.
I am the villain, Baron von Savage.
And Jamie Heineman.
Mush.
Between them, more than 30 years of special effects experience.
Rise, my son.
Joining them, Grant Imahara.
Weapon of choice is a crossbow.
Tori Belleci.
It's getting dangerous now, and that's how we like it.
And Carrie Byron.
That is messed up!
They don't just tell the myths.
Wow, I can feel the pressure.
They put them to the test.
James, I'm frightened.
I sense trouble. Ha! You have every right to be afraid, my lovely. For I, Baron von Savage, have concocted a series of diabolical tests for you and your penguin friend here.
But why?
Why? Because it is time for the Mythbusters James Bond special.
Not this time, Baron.
No?
It's Heineman. James Heineman.
Grab your martini glass and dust off the tux, because it's the James Bond special, starting off with a timeless 007 movie myth.
So what do you got? This one comes from the latest Bond movie, Casino Royale. Bond is surrounded by bad guys, seemingly no escape, when he spies a propane tank, he whips out his gun and shoots it.
Yeah, he's like 20 feet away. He sees a 100-pound propane tank, shoots it with the 9mm. It explodes, and he survives.
In the movie, our secret agent hero's got himself in a tight corner. Bond spies a propane tank 20 feet away. He whips out his 9mm Walter P99, fires a shot, sparking a giant fireball that lets him get away. It's a classic Bond maneuver. But is it an escape strategy to gamble your life on?
All right, you guys, how do you want to test this one?
I think we should start out by getting some empty propane tanks and shooting them with a 9mm, just to see if we can pierce them. Now, if we can't pierce them, I think we should step up to bigger and bigger guns and keep shooting until we find a gun that can.
And once we can pierce the tank, we should fill it with propane and find out if the tank can explode.
All right, sounds like we're going to need a lot of guns and a lot of propane tanks.
Tanked up and firing on all cylinders, it's straight to the Alameda bomb range. There's no messing about on this myth. Right away, the team unload an empty canister and put safety shields in place. After all, they all want to die another day, and not today.
All right, what's the plan?
Well, first off, we need to see if you can penetrate a gas cylinder before we start putting propane in it.
I think we should start with the 9mm, because that's what James Bond used in the movie.
Perfect. Let's do it.
It's a plot even Blofeld couldn't crack. From 20 feet, Carrie's firing the Walther P99 handgun. Same gun Bond used, same distance. But different result.
So the first test was with the 9mm. Shot it once, didn't pierce the tank. Shot it a second time, still didn't pierce the tank. And we couldn't get any sort of piercing into this tank.
Has the movie myth fallen foul of our gun-toting team already?
We pretty much busted this myth already. I mean, in the movie, he's using a 9mm and he punctures the tank. We've shot it twice, haven't been able to puncture it.
It's not going to happen.
Well, good thing we brought the entire Mythbusters arsenal.
Sure is, because after one test, it's not looking good for this Bond movie moment. But in the words of Dr. No, we never fail, Mr. Bond. And we're not leaving without a fireball. It's the Mythbusters James Bond Special. And Cary Grant and Tori are dancing around the question, could you spark a massive explosion by shooting a propane gas tank just like 007 did in Casino Royale? Well, Bond's 9mm's been blown away.
We've shot it twice, haven't been able to puncture it.
It's not going to happen.
So, like Bond at the casino, Tori's raised the stakes and reached for the shotgun.
Look at that hole.
Let's see if it made it all the way through. Oh, not quite. Check it out. Almost, though.
Yeah.
But almost is not enough. For a big Bond bang, Cary reckons they need a gun that can slice through the front and the back of the tank.
Next, we're using the 30-06, and I think that this might be the gun that could create the fireball, because I think that bullet is going to penetrate the front and the back of the tank, and I think it might be able to make an entry wound, add oxygen into the environment, and then possibly spark on the way out.
Cary's got the theory, and Grant's got the gun, but not the lines.
My name is Grant Imahara. What's my name?
Oh, great. Let's hope your aim's a little more 007.
Nice shot.
Nice shot, Bond.
Well, thank you.
The rifles ruptured the tank not once, but twice, at the front and through the back. But where does that leave Mr. Bond and his Walther P99?
Well, looks like we can bust the myth right here. I mean, the 9mm that James Bond used doesn't even pierce the tank.
Yeah, but we have two weapons that will puncture those tanks, the shotgun and the 30-06. Why don't we take those and shoot a full tank of propane gas and see what happens, see if it blows up into a ball of fire.
Well, before we start playing with fire, can we please change out of these completely flammable clothes?
Yeah, I'm sick of these monkey suits.
There's no monkey business back at the bomb range. Our intrepid trio are dealing with 22 gallons of highly flammable propane, packed at 240 psi. Even the steel tank's got a license to kill.
Any pressurized tank, potentially if you pierce it, could turn into a rocket. This one is much more dangerous because it adds the fact that the gas that you're pressurizing the tank with is flammable.
It's a life-threatening scenario, so the tank is staked to the ground, and the team will fire from a safe distance away.
You know, one thing would be kind of cool is if we dress up Buster like James Bond, put him 20 feet away, and see what happens to him if this thing does explode, because he could potentially get burned up.
He sure could, because this round, Cary's shooting a full tank of propane with the high-powered rifle.
The reason why the 30-06 might work is because we're using armor-piercing rounds, and that's a piece of steel surrounded by lead. Now, when that bullet goes through the first wall of the tank, the lead could shear away, leaving just the steel. And when that steel hits that second wall, we could create a spark.
The tank's locked and loaded. Buster Bond's standing by, and Cary's got her gun.
Are you ready, Miss Moneypenny?
Quite ready.
Moneypenny never packed a piece like this.
3, 2, 1.
Nice shot! Good shot!
Thank you.
The high-speed camera shows the armor-piercing bullets slicing through the cylinder, like Bond at a pajama party, but without the resulting bang.
Wow, that's great, but no explosion, no.
But right on the money, Penny.
The team have the propane tank myth on the run, but can they find the right bullet to blow it away? The Casino Royale exploding propane tank myth is busted. Bond's 9mm couldn't even pierce the tank. And even when the team used a high-velocity rifle with armor-piercing bullets, there was a good head of steam, but no explosion. But Carrie's got a hot idea.
None of this regular stuff's gonna do it. We're gonna need something with a little fire, so we're moving on to a tracer round.
It's possible Bond could be packing tracers, but gun guru Frank Tabor reckons he'd need more than a single shot.
You may have to shoot it twice. Once to pierce it, and the second one maybe to ignite the ball of gases that come out. We'll find out.
Yeah!
Tori's pumped, and the tracers are locked and loaded. The first tracer's lit up like Christmas Jones, releasing a huge cloud of flammable gas. In comes the second, and the third, but...
I can't believe this. No explosion.
Yeah, but I saw the tracer rounds definitely lit up.
So the tracer rounds went in, it punctured the tank, it should have ignited, but it didn't.
This myth's not just double busted, it's triple busted. No bullets triggered the mighty Bond kaboom.
That's it. I am so over bullets. We even tried a tracer round, which is basically a bullet on fire, and we couldn't get any explosion out of a propane tank. So we're moving on to high explosives, something that will guarantee a really James Bond ending to this story.
And if you want a Bond-worthy explosion, bomb technician J.D. Nelson's the go-to guy. He attaches a small amount of incendiary explosives to the tank and rolls out the charge. While Buster Bond stays 20 feet from the tank, the team retreat to the safety of their blast-proof lair.
Anybody else feel like an evil genius?
Bye-bye, 00 Buster.
Today, propane tanks. Tomorrow, world domination.
You've seen your last martini, 003. In 3, 2, 1.
That was the biggest ball of flame I've ever seen. Oh, that was rad.
Now that's what you'd call a real thunderball. Remember, all J.D. added was enough explosive to rupture the tank and ignite the gas. The rest was pure propane, and it sure knocked the living daylights out of this dummy.
Oh, it's melted! Look at this! Oh.
Who's taking the tux back to the rental place?
Shoot.
Oh.
You know what? You might be able to take out an army of bad guys with an explosion this big, but you're going to take yourself out, too.
Yeah, you don't want to be anywhere near that.
He looks more like the villains now.
Buster Bond's lucky to have kept his head. The tank's been blown to smithereens.
Wow.
Oh, dude, you peeled it right open.
It's like, that's crazy.
That's
Where's
awesome.
the top?
The top is over there.
Mythbusters, was this a successful day?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
I'm happy.
Let's walk off into the sunset.
All
What do you say?
Wow.
You know, we got a few more of those cans of propane.
And you could bet we're going to use them.